There won't be post-game videos on this channel for every Red Wings game this season, but there will be for some, and this is definitely one of those games where I had to come on here and give you guys my quick thoughts. For some people, it may be looked at as foolish to call a game this early on in the season the most important game of the year so far, but due to a lot of different factors, number one being the fact that this Ottawa Senators team basically single-handedly eliminated the Red Wings from the playoff race last season in a 2-game series in Ottawa a couple of weeks or maybe a week or so before the trade deadline, and it's not like the Senators just won those 2 games either. They absolutely wiped the floor with the Red Wings. This game is definitely one that the Red Wings had circled on their calendar early on in the season as an opportunity to redeem themselves for those 2 games last season and kind of make a statement and prove that this year's team is a lot different from last year's. Another reason why this was viewed as such a massive game is both the Senators and the Red Wings had records of 3 wins and 1 loss heading into this contest and were sitting atop the Atlantic Division standings. These are also 2 teams that I feel like are in similar positions in terms of the timeline of their rebuild, although even considering the result of today's game, I do feel like Ottawa is a little bit further ahead in theirs. This is also quickly becoming quite the rivalry. At first, I thought this was just basically a rivalry between Red Wings and Senators fans on Twitter, but I don't think that's the case anymore. It was very clear in today's game that these 2 teams do not like each other, and I won't lie, it definitely wasn't looking good for Detroit through, I would say, like the first 18 minutes of the first period. Ottawa came out of the gate looking faster, stronger, hungrier, and I was a little bit concerned that this game was going to end up looking a lot like those 2 games last season. But the Red Wings were able to convert on a power play opportunity late in the first period to tie the game up at 1, which definitely was huge for them heading into the intermission. Despite being outplayed heavily, I think, in that first period, the game was tied. I will admit that that penalty, I believe it was Ridly Greig on Alex DeBrincat, which gave the Red Wings that power play opportunity, was incredibly weak. It was a roughing penalty, but in my opinion, that was a clean hit, and if it was anyone other than Alex DeBrincat, I don't think it would have been called. The second and third periods of this game was the most fun I've had watching a Red Wings game in a very, very long time. The play at 5-on-5 was relatively back and forth, although the Ottawa Senators controlled the majority of the shots. The shots in this game finished 38-23 in favor of the Sens. I really don't think that was indicative of how the game was going during the second and third periods. If you look at the expected goals in all situations, the Red Wings finished the game with 3.59 expected goals, Ottawa with just 3.2. One gripe I definitely had with this game, I thought it was a little bit of a ref show. Some really silly calls, I think, made against both sides. Ottawa finished the game with 6 power play opportunities, the Red Wings with 5, so a total of 11 power plays in this one, and the game was definitely won by the Red Wings and their special teams in this one. They went 3 for 5 on the power play, a power play that was number 1 in the NHL heading into this game, continues to stay red hot, and the Senators went just 1 for 6 on their power play opportunities. So the Red Wings special teams early on in the season, fantastic. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes at points during this game. The power play for the Red Wings is just clinical right now, and this is a game in which Alex DeBrincat had 0 points and they still were able to put up 5 goals, 3 of which came on the power play. Dylan Larkin, just cannot say enough good things about his play early on in the season. I said this in the video I posted on my main channel the other day when talking about the Red Wings. Dylan Larkin right now is playing the best hockey I have ever seen him play. This is definitely the most talent he's ever had around him on the Red Wings roster in his career so far, and it's just opened up so much for him, and he's playing like a legit superstar right now. It's awesome to see. Somebody else who really impressed me in this game for the Red Wings is Joe Veleno. He finished the game with 2 goals, the first multi-goal game of his young NHL career so far. He had the only 2 Red Wings even strength goals in this game, and man, ever since being moved up to the third line center role, he has taken this opportunity and ran with it over these last couple of games. A breakout season from Joe Veleno would definitely go a long way, as one of the concerns a lot of people still have with this Red Wings team is the center depth. I think that pretty much does it for everything that I wanted to touch on though in this quick video. I'm not somebody who does game reviews or game recaps, so this is kind of, uncharted territory for me, but definitely wanted to hop on here and give you guys my quick thoughts on this game because it was a very notable one. If you guys liked this video maybe and you want to see more game recaps on this channel or even the main channel, let me know down below in the comments that you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all again soon.